What's going on, everybody? I'm back with another Prizepicks WNBA player props video. This one going to be breaking it down, giving you guys the very first 6-pick flex that I did lock in, breaking down the process, exactly all that goes into my picks, and giving you a full slip here for free. The same process that went into the NBA last night over on Better Picks, guys. Was able to turn 250 into 5,000, rocking with the Kyrie Irving under 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Kristaps Porzingis under 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Had the Luka under 32.5 points, the Drew Holiday over 5.5 rebounds, Al Horford under 15.5 points and rebounds, and PJ Washington over 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists. So if you're looking at the screen right now, and you're like, why did this guy take the, I don't know, for instance, the under on Kyrie, the under on Porzingis, he just balled out, the under on Doncic. What the heck is this guy doing? These videos are going to be a fantastic introduction to all that goes into my process. We'll be breaking it down for you, pick by pick, game by game, and looking to make everybody on the channel a bunch of money for free, looking to continue to win the VIP a bunch of money. And do want to give Better Picks a shout out, guys. If you have not checked them out, check them out today. Use that promo code KJKDFS. They're going to match you up to $250. So got to give them a shout out. Awesome app. Obviously, I'm happy with them right now. I just cashed in last night, but there's no pushes on Better, so you can get value you can't get elsewhere. Like Kyrie Irving on Prizepicks last night was at like either 32 even or 31.5, bumped down. Porzingis, they bumped him down to like 23 even. Luka Doncic, right? These plays are going to get bumped down to even numbers a lot of times on Prizepicks. Over on Better Picks, I know PJ Washington for a fact was bumped up to 20.0 even PRA. So you can get value you can't get on Prizepicks because of the no pushes on Better. And also you can get matched up to that $250, right? So $250, a big deposit match. Take advantage of that with my promo code. I'll also have my link down below in the description. Just want to give them a shout out. That's another resource. You want to have as many of these apps as you could possibly have to secure the very best value day in and day out. And we've got some really good WNBA picks here for only a one gamer. So we'll get into it here. Like I said, we'll go through the exact process of everything you just saw on the screen there for those Better Picks entries, right? All of my entries, it's going to be the same process, a lot of the same concepts. So these videos would be fantastic to kind of give you a sneak peek. Like, for instance, this 6-pick flex that we swept on the WNBA action 2 days ago on Prizepicks. The same process that I'm about to go over with you in this video is the same process I used for these picks right here, okay? So shout out to Better Picks, and shout out to Prizepicks also. They'll help hook you up with a deposit match over here on Prizepicks, guys, if you have not signed up. Once again, use the promo code KJKDFS, and they're going to match you all the way up to $100 on Prizepicks. So check out the VIPs, the last thing, guys. That's in the Patreon. That's going to give you access to all of my plays as soon as I place them, and that is the exact place where these plays have been being sent as soon as I place them, all right? So check that out if you're interested. Let's get into the breakdown. I'm sharing with you a full VIP slip here for free on the channel today. This is an actual slip that I've already locked in, that I've already sent over. And we'll go game by game, pick by pick here, and explain exactly why I like these plays. So like I said, it's only a one gamer, but surprisingly, the combination of the correlation and the value in these props has me pretty excited for it only being a one gamer. And we'll explain exactly why. So number one, Wnba, we can go ahead and pull up the good friend, the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. Guys, if you have not checked out this tool, this is a big part of my process. I use the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer to find optimal props and scan the market. If you're not familiar with sports betting, there are markets for all of these different props with implied odds that are going to tell you exactly whether the props are favored or not favored, whether they're expected to go over or under. You have to risk a certain amount of money to win if it's a favorited prop or if it's a not favorited prop. So in this instance, looks like we have some new props posted here. Wnba's top prop is actually the over 11.5 rebounds combo with the Heron Caitlin Clark, according to the GGF Optimizer. But the one that I want to discuss is going to be this one right here, the points and rebounds prop, over 25.5 points in rebounds. We're looking at minus 122 juice on the over here on FanDuel. So the GGF Optimizer's pulling that in, giving us the optimal props, right? That's tool number one I'm using a lot for market research data. Tool number two is going to be OddsJam, which is a little bit more detailed here. I have the OddsJam Sportsbook screen pulled up. For those of you that aren't familiar with this tool, once again, promo code KJKDFS on any of the stuff you're talking about, it's going to give you a deal. The Prizepicks deposit match, the better picks deposit match, odds jam, and daily grind fantasy is going to get you 25% off, 35% off. But this is going to tell us all of the different listings for the DeWanna Bonner over 25.5 points and rebounds. You can see here, if we highlight her and we look at Underdog Fantasy, which is another app, they have her up to 26 even here on Underdog. Also, Vivid Picks, which is another DFS platform that's going to have WNBA action, has her up to 26 even. So we have multiple data points telling us she should be priced up to 26 even. And if you can get it at 25.5 on the over, you're getting edge in that prop, right? All of these different apps, all of these different resources have millions of dollars invested in them. If we were to head on over to Hot Streak, they have minus 130 juice on her over at the 25.5. Parlay Play has minus 131 juice. We're getting it at minus 119 in a 5 or 6 pick flex on Prizepicks. Okay, so that's why we're getting good value on the prop at the number that it's at, right? It's all about the number that you're able to capture it at. So the 25.5, there's edge on the over. If that was at 26 even, if it was at 26.5, then we're talking different, right? As crazy as that sounds, if you're new to this, you know, if it was at 26.5, we might actually be taking the under. It's only one difference, and it really does make a difference long term. So she's gone over in 2 of the last 3. We really don't care about this. Every matchup's different, right? But I just like to pull up the game logs, give you guys a visual as to how she kind of contributes to her team. You can see the points in the rebounds category. She's very clearly contributing in. She put up 16 points, 8 rebounds last time out, 20 points, 8 rebounds the time prior, 18 points, 10 rebounds the time prior. So clearly she's contributing in the points and rebounds category the most here. That's all factored into the odds, the market, the stuff that I discuss. But that'll be pick number 1. Pick number 2. Once again, let's look at some more market data, right? We got Dejani Carrington. I like her over here. Why do I like it? Let's go ahead and pull up the old DGF optimizer here again. We can go ahead and type in Carrington. And you can see the very best prop on their optimizer is the over 4.5 rebounds. Why is this? Why are they telling us, right, that this is the best possible prop we could take in for her at a 53.11% hit rate? Because it's minus 132 on the over on FanDuel. That means if you were to go to FanDuel, you'd have to risk $132 to win 100. They're saying it's more likely that Carrington's going to get 5 rebounds than it is that she's going to get 4 rebounds. So if you want to log into our app and place this, you're going to have to risk $132 to win 100. You're going to have to risk more than what you're going to win back because you're more likely to win. We're going to charge you that price, okay? So on a site like Prizepicks, no matter what we place in a 5 or 6 pick flex, because no matter what, they're going to pay us out 25x our money, right? We can take these props that are more heavily favored on a sports book like a FanDuel. Bovada's at minus 130. Flip is all the way up to minus 145. And we can lock these into a 5 or 6 pick flex and get minus 119 no matter what. So we're having to risk $119 to win 100 essentially per individual pick on Prizepicks. It's just not as clear because it's not displayed. It's built in on the back end to these fixed payout structures. But done the math for you, explaining it to you, right? So that is why this is going to be a good prop. Now, another thing I'm going to like about this slip is we're taking the over on the DeWanna Bonner points and rebounds, right? So we're going to want her to grab a lot of rebounds. We're going to want her to score a lot of buckets here, right? We're taking the over on DeJounte Carrington here at the 4.5, right? And then this next pick that we're going to discuss is on the same team, and we're going to be discussing the under here on Brianna Jones. She has not gone over in the last 5. I don't care about this. Once again, the market's going to reflect the matchups much more detailed than these last 5. These mean nothing. But if you're someone that likes to look at the last 5, yay, you know, she hasn't gone over. That means nothing to me. But what I do like here is that we're taking the over on Bonner to get to the points and rebounds, right? We're taking the over on Carrington to get rebounds. And now we're going to take the under on Brianna Jones. Now, all 3 of these players play for the Connecticut Sun. So why is this going to be beneficial for us? I mean, just common sense. Like, they're all on the same team, right? Every rebound that's grabbed by the Connecticut Sun can only be grabbed by 1 player, right? So the market's reflecting all this as well. But I like the fact we're going to be taking the Carrington over, right? We're going to be taking the DeWanna Bonner over. And now we're going to talk about an under here for Brianna Jones. So we're getting some positive correlation. We're giving ourselves the best possible chance to get a full 6-pick sweep, because we're taking the over on those ladies, right? And then if they're getting the rebounds, Jones can't get the rebounds, it's more likely that she stays under, right? And this is all going to be backed by more market data, right? We can go ahead and pull up Brianna Jones on the DGF optimizer once again. This is the process. Like, every pick's different. We'll talk about a fantasy score prop here shortly. I do use a different process for fantasy score because as of now, DGF has no fantasy score for WNBA, and also I just use different advanced projection models for that. But minus 130 on the under on FanDuel, minus 135 on the under on Bovada, and minus 155 on the under on Fliff. Same story, right? They're giving this a 53.73% chance to hit. And like I said, OddsJam also does have a optimizer, which is fantastic, guys. I just like to use this as kind of my handyman to get more detailed on particular props, because the sportsbook screen pulls in like every single sportsbook that has a line listed, if that makes sense. So the DGF optimizer, the same thing with OddsJam. They have an optimizer, right? If you wanted to go ahead and pull up their optimizer, certainly feel free to do so. That promo code will get you access to their optimizer. That's another fantastic tool. I'm just using both in these videos. But you can see like sleepers all the way up to minus 159 on the under on Brianna Jones rebounds. Like, that's insane. Minus 135 on the under on Bet365. Minus 155 on the under on Fliff. Minus 140 on the under on Parlay Play. Like, the entire market. And then she's bumped down to 5 even on Underdog Fantasy. They've already bumped her down because they're saying this is too good of a prop. Literally the best possible place. OddsJam does this for us as well on this screen, which is another reason I like using it. The best odds section here. The best place we can take it is on Prizepicks in a 5 or 6 pick flex. They're telling us that. There's literally no other sportsbook you go to in the entire earth to get a better deal on the under 5.5 rebounds than you can get on Prizepicks. OddsJam's pulling that in for us and telling us, right? So that's all fantastic indicators, multiple data points telling us that the under is a great play here. So we're getting the correlation of we want Bonner and Carrington to grab all those rebounds, right? We want Jones to stay under. It could go against us, obviously, but then we just move on to the next. This slip went bad, and we got to move on to the next, right? Like, if Jones is grabbing 10 rebounds, they're probably not grabbing them, right? Then we're toast. But we've already done our best to capture the very best value with all of these markets, all of this data factored in behind it, right? That's going to give us the best possible chance of succeeding long-term on these apps and our 5 and 6 pick flexes, all right? We want to be taking the best possible value we can get in 5 and 6 pick flexes, and we want to be keeping our individual hit rate as high as we possibly can, because if we're playing 5 and 6 pick flexes and we're getting our individual picks, like individually, right? We're playing 6 picks right now. If we get 3 right and 3 right, that's 50%, right? We'd be in the red if we're playing 6 pick flexes. But if we're able to get 55% hit rate or higher here, you know, you're looking at a solid return on investment. 7% return on investment in 6 pick flexes. If you're getting 55% higher, the better and better you can do, the more money you're going to be making long term. So that's why we do the way we do here on the channel. Caitlin Clark, fantasy score, really like the under here today, 36.5. This is too high for this matchup. The Connecticut Sun are a fantastic team defensively. They are brutal on opposing players. This game, we're looking at a 159 over under. It is a 10.5 point spread in favor of the Connecticut Sun. And you can see Caitlin Clark has a poor matchup. Connecticut Sun ranked number 1 out of all 12 teams in facing starting guards. So they have been shutting down the guard position here at a very high rate. And I do not have Caitlin Clark surpassing this here tonight. It's multiple projection models telling us she's expected to stay under. We can break down her projected minutes here. She's expected to play like 33 minutes, which is decent, but I mean, not as high as a lot of these other rotations in the WNBA. She played 39 last time, I will say. She's been getting up in the upper 30s at times, mid-30s, so it has been a little bit varied, but you can see like Alyssa Thomas, DeWanda Bonner, Taisha Harris. Some of these players are playing like 38 minutes throughout the WNBA, so that's factored in the projections. And then, like I said, it's just a brutal matchup, man. I've got her going out there, projected to get it right around 30. If we go on over to the DGF optimizer as well for Caitlin Clark, I guarantee, you know, you're going to see a lot of juice on a lot of her unders here today. Like, they're saying the best possible prop for her on the board is going to be here under 31.5 points, rebounds, and assists, which you can get. It's 125 on the under on FanDuel, minus 125 on the under on DraftKings. It's all the way down to 30.5 actually on Bovada with the under. I do lean fantasy score here. So here's a good example of like we can use, you know, market data to help us out with fantasy score props as well to go along with like advanced projection models. So I just pulled up like all the matchup data for you, right? And then all the market data. Like, a lot of things are pointing towards Clark being in a tough spot here tonight. And this line's just too high. Prizepicks just price it too high, right? They're going to price props too high or too low, and it's our job to find the edge. I think she gets like 30. 36.5 is way too high. Like a 6.5 point differential on projection is a big deal. They're really good at setting these props lines, and oftentimes you're not going to get that much edge. So take advantage of Sure for her under here tonight. And then Alyssa Smith, we're talking about all these positive correlation things, right? If Clark's going to do bad, someone has to do good. Something has to funnel, and I like it going to Alyssa Smith here. She's gone over this in 3 of her last 4. She is one of the players that's going to get those high allotment of minutes. And she's going to be projected way higher here for me tonight than where she's at. So Clark's kind of the opposite, right? I'd expect a lot of the defensive attention to go to Clark. That's going to open up some responsibility to other players. And I do think Alyssa Smith is going to be the biggest beneficiary here tonight when we're breaking down this matchup. And then we can just pull up the Prizepicks fantasy scoring format. Like, you get 1 point for every point, 1.2 for every rebound, 1.5 for every assist, and then you get 3 points for those blocks and steals. Somebody just got bumped. Brianna Jones just got bumped as I'm speaking because she has good value. So this is going to happen every single day when you're getting value in these apps, guys. So that sucks. She was part of it. But the good news is I'm going to give you 5 picks here for free, and you can lock these in a 5 and 6 pick flex without the odds changing. So Alyssa Smith is going to be really good for the fantasy scoring format, man. She pretty much scores the basketball, rebounds the basketball. She can dish some assists, and then those blocks and steals. And she doesn't turn the ball over. So these are all really good things for the Prizepicks fantasy score format. You see 1 turnover. That's the only way you're going to get negative points of those turnovers. These are all going to be positives. And then obviously we want more minutes, more opportunity. And once again, we're getting some good correlation because if all the defensive attention is on Clark, she doesn't have the greatest games. It's going to be on other people to pick it up. So I like that Smith pick. And last but not least, we'll be talking about Aaliyah Boston, who once again is going to be a fantastic play on the DGF optimizer, and for good reason. They're pulling in 1, 2, 3, 4 data points. We have minus 125 on the under on FanDuel, minus 130 on the under on BetMGM. She's all the way down to 9.5 with even money on Bovada, which is a really big deal. So we're getting that edge over here. And once again, if we want to get more detailed, let's go ahead and pull up the OddsJam Sportsbook screen for you guys. Once again, it's similar, right? It's pulling in the market data. This is just a more advanced view that I like to be looking at. And I have Brianna Jones type in. Let's type in Boston to give you guys a clear look here. You can see the best possible place we can take the under is on Prizepicks. Literally, out of any possible sports book in the entire earth you could take, it's Boston, 10.5. She's already been bumped down to 10 even on Underdog Fantasy, right? So there's another data point. Minus 125 on the under on FanDuel, minus 125 on the under at Bally Sport, minus 125 on the under on Bet Rivers. She's all the way down to 9.5 on Sleeper. She is heavily favored on the over, but it's a complete point down. It's a different ball game we're talking here. And so on, right? 10 even on Vivid Picks here, right? So we have all these data points telling us the under is the play at the 10.5. She could be priced down to 9.5. Okay, so this is truly all that's going into my process throughout every single one of these picks, right? When you see the winning tickets from me, like it's this. Obviously, it's pretty advanced. I'm doing this with like thousands of props on the board. I do it every day, so I've gotten good at it. And my job is to help you guys for free as much as I can, and help my VIP members as much as I can. But this is the true, like, what's going into the plays, right? So if you're asking what's going into the plays, these videos are the best thing you could be watching. I'm describing every single thing for every single pick, every single play, live in action. So this is the full 6-pick flex that I'm sharing with you guys for free here on the channel. It's my final NBA ticket for today. Like I said, we've only got the 1 gamer, but I really like these. Does look like Brianna Jones got bumped, which sucks, but you can still take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks that haven't been bumped. And then if another play gets bumped, take the ones that haven't. Make your best possible 6-pick flex that you can. And hopefully we'll get some more results like these winning tickets you see on my YouTube community page, man. Like I said, that last sweep on the WNBA action came 2 days ago. Weren't able to sweep yesterday, so hopefully today we sweep again. Always the goal. If you want to get access to every single one of those plays as soon as I place them, head on over to the Patreon. That'll be linked below in the description. But this is an actual play. It's a smaller slate, so I'm just giving it to you for free here, man. It's pretty straight to the point here. Hopefully this will help you out. And if you enjoyed, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell on your way out the door. Thanks for tuning in. Wishing you all the best of luck on your Prizepicks WNBA player props tonight. And we will see you in the next one.